Hey everyone, before I introduce today's guest, I just wanted to let you know that all the questions that were submitted to me for my Q&A have been collated. For all the fish and chip related questions, we have changed the plan a little bit, and rather than me answering the questions on my own, like some authority, we're going to have a roundtable discussion with Andrew Crook and Mark Petru. We're hoping to get this done in a couple of weeks, and then we'll probably upload the content a few days after that. This is the first time we are having a roundtable discussion, so we sort of testing a little bit, but we'll see what it's like, and if it's good, we're going to have many more. Although we're now on episode 12, we've not finished changing our course, so the Sarah's podcast is constantly evolving. It's in its infancy, and we've got lots of amazing content coming up soon. So this is our first episode talking to someone who manufactures food. We want to do many of these in the future because we believe it's the full circle of the hospitality industry. Food has to start from somewhere. I think Razan Alsous is the perfect person to start with, if I'm being completely honest. Razan came over to the UK with her family in 2012 after fleeing war-torn Syria. She and her family have overcome so many challenges in order to start their own business making Halloumi cheese. She has had a very interesting path in creating her business, and we hope you enjoy listening to it. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
I know how busy you are, and you've had a challenging few years, but you seem to enjoy it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So let's start right at the beginning. What was it like growing up and living in Damascus?
I born in Damascus. Lived all my life there. It got different style life than here. But it's like, it's the Mediterranean atmosphere where the sun is there. We have seasons, waiting for spring like this time to see the blossoms. I got married over there as well, and we start to design our home to be suitable for our kids. We start to make our dreams. My husband had a stable business going forward. So yeah, we've been very stable over there.
I was looking at some photos of Damascus yesterday, and some parts of it remind me of old parts of Cyprus.
Yeah.
And they do look very similar, and the seasons are very similar.
Yes,
and I'm sure it's not very far away. You could fly there in like half an hour.
Half an hour by boat, actually. So. They do lots of swimming competition in the past. They did.
That sounds like too much effort.
Yeah.
It sounds like far too much effort. And at university, you studied microbiology.
Oh, yes.
And also pharmaceutical.
Yes, I did start to do pharmacology just 2 years before coming here, as we thought to make me and my husband like a small business, like in pharmaceutical industry, as he had like 15 years experience in this domain, and we thought having like a degree, this will help actually. But unfortunately, we couldn't do it this way.
So for people that don't know, and I don't know how they wouldn't know, but things got pretty bad in Syria.
Yes.
So give us a little bit of background there. Don't get too political, obviously. Just a little bit of, and then what made you come over to the UK?
So basically, things started to become unstable, and the war started in Syria. And this was really scary. But life usually it make strength people. So even you think like there is no electricity, no water, the essentials start to become less and less. But like everything you can accept it, and it's not easy to say I'm leaving my home, because you feel like this is your home. It's not something it's not fit in a suitcase. But until we had the explosion at my husband's office, every day whenever he's leaving home, I felt like I'm scared whether any kidnapping could happen or any problems, or I don't know. But you keep every day like making a new day until we had really the explosion. Then this has been the last time when we thought, no, we cannot. This time he survived. What next?
So your family, like many others, were probably more at risk because you did do business with the UK before, or was it?
Yeah. This is one of the things actually. Some people who used to travel a lot to Europe, some of them being kidnapped, some of them being tortured.
Wow.
And he used to represent British companies and German companies in Syria. So we always felt scared to somebody. Sometimes if you die is better than being tortured or messing about. Yeah. So it was really like scary. Very scary.
And what year did you come to the UK?
We came here by July 2012.
And is it, you still got family there and everything?
Yeah, I still have uncles and aunties, cousins, all still live there.
Are they all pretty safe? They're okay?
Now is more stable. The situation is at least no random bombs going everywhere. But like economically and like people's psychology is being changed nowadays but like even I hear lots of story that people just need to go out. Do you feel like, are people going out? Are they live? Yes, life is stronger. So they still going out. If they heard any bombing, then they say, no, this is about 4 kilometers away from us, not in this street. It's the other.
Go.
Yeah, because this is life. After 5-6 years, you will feel like what will happen.
Those people have just become stronger, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not, and also they need to go out and do jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they need to make the hope. They need to make the future.
See, I don't think a lot of people realise that. I'm trying not to be political here. It's just facts, and that actually Syria was quite a big exporter before the wars.
Yes.
Yeah. And I found that they're a big exporter in. What is it? Syria's highest exports are apples, cumin seeds, copper, natural calcium phosphates. We use 2 of those things in our batters. Coriander seeds, olive oil, and pistachios.
Yeah.
And you think, we're talking like not a small amount. It's like just under £800 million worth of exports.
Yes,
and
it makes a big economy, especially the cumin.
Yeah, well, definitely. We use some of that cumin in some of our products, so we know it's good. So, and also. That was in those figures are from 2016.
Yeah.
So you think how much more it could be if there wasn't war and yeah.
I think the war made the country going back for like till 1980s or something like this. It's very bad, actually. What the situation, how it end up with, because yes, not just like this. We do have fruits. The agricultural products we've got, it's really good. We are in location where we've got a connection with the desert. At the same time, got connection with the Mediterranean, and from north we have the cold weather. So we've got. Really, you can divide into 4 places. We have the rivers, so we have lots of natural sources. If there were no war and this has been organized properly, I bet everybody can have a fantastic olive oil. Yeah.
But if there was no war, there'd be no Yorkshire squeaky.
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah.
So,
True.
So tell us about what it was like. You came over to the UK.
Yes.
Give us a little bit about that.
So when we decided to go, we thought about the UK for lots of reasons, because we believe that UK is in the middle of the world. Yeah, because like you always even when you leave home, you count distance, how far from your original home.
Yeah.
So I feel 8 hours, that's fine.
Okay.
So this is how we think about it. But again, there's a very old connection as well. That my husband's granddad used to come to the UK and to Huddersfield since 1930s because he used to import the textile from Huddersfield to Jordan. So this is why for his head, Huddersfield is a very good place.
Yeah.
And this is why we came here.
There was a strong connection there.
Yes, yeah. At least he can understand, like, keep working the memory.
And you had family here as well, was it?
Yeah, brother-in-law, he lived here as well.
So that helps.
Yeah.
So you come over with a business visa, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Because you both had visas.
Visiting,
and then, was
yeah.
it difficult getting a permission to stay? Let's say, I don't know what the official wording is.
We did seek asylum actually after the threat we had, and I had managed to have my residency within a month. It looks like my file was smaller. Mother for three, student in university, and that's it. My husband took him about 2 years to have his own residency. Yeah.
That's a lot of effort, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So obviously no one does that through choice. So I suppose you were probably going to get the residency no matter what. They just wanted to make sure everything was clear cut.
Yeah. But at that time you don't have this feeling because we didn't know the process. So we never been in this situation. So always everything for us was very new, very critical. We don't know what next.
Well,
it's stressful.
It's not something you plan for, is it really?
Yeah. You cannot plan to for emergency.
When you leave Syria, do you tell them that you're leaving forever, or do you have to
No.
make it look like it's a holiday? Like,
No.
or
When
work,
we
or-
left, we thought we will go a little bit until situation is getting better.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised, first 2 months when we stay at my brother-in-law house, we kept all our clothes in the suitcases because we couldn't believe that we are staying here. Like, we thought we'll keep everything tidy because it's hard for me just to keep working on this. So
you're sort of holding on to that hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you come over in the winter or the summer? Because that makes a big...
It was in summer, in July.
What was your first winter like?
The winter is okay, but you will be surprised that when we arrived here in Syria was the temperature about 50 degrees.
Wow.
So we've been look really funny when we go to the town center. We used to wear our coats while everybody is just wearing half sleeves and enjoying the sun, and you feel like it's cold because here it's been like 18 degrees.
Yeah. It's like when I talk to my best man in Cyprus, and he's like, oh, what's the weather like over there? And I'm like, oh, everyone's wearing shorts. It's 18, 19, 20. And he's like, oh, it's 42 over here. And I'm like, oh my God, like I couldn't do that. I get too hot. But I suppose you get used to it when you're over there. So,
yes, now we are used to it,
So do you still take siestas?
No, not anymore. No time for siesta.
So did you manage to find work straight away before you started the business? Or?
No. This is why I thought about the business, because I kept about a year searching for a job and I couldn't find any. Simply the employment here, it got different conditions. You need to have references and experience being in the UK to be recognized. And a mother for three, I cannot do it actually at that time. But after a year, we start to think of self-employed, like to do a business. We need to do something. Because if you kept all your life just working and studying or being active in general, you cannot sit down and just wait. What next?
You can't wait.
No, you cannot wait.
And obviously, Syrians quite similar to Cypriots. I'd say they're quite. They like to work. They like to trade, especially, don't they? So, you're not just going to sit on a sofa waiting, are you?
No.
So, what business ideas did you have before you landed on Yorkshire Dama Cheese?
In general, I thought all about foods because I thought personally, if I need to do a business where I don't need like a massive massive amount of money to start with, and ladies always in the kitchen, we love cooking, and I love cooking in general. I enjoy it. So I thought about making a project of finger food because I thought there's no waste. When I got orders, I will do it. But my dreams was beyond this. I didn't want just to make food and that's it. I wanted to do something because myself, I don't like to be in a place if I'm not there, then the business will go down. I like to make it more enterprising, thinking forward. So, and we have lots of things actually helped us to go to the cheese. One of them is the milk. The milk here in the UK, because of this constant weather. So one of the positive points that it got a strong taste.
Yeah.
And it's very creamy. The same time, I thought we eat halloum. We call it halloum cheese in Syria every day in the morning. So one day in October time, we went to supermarket. We didn't find it, and they said it's seasonal product.
Okay.
And here I thought I felt really down because I want to feed the family, and then I start to think how to make it for myself. As like, because I always loved adventures. Like if I taste a recipe, I like it, and I think I will do it at home. So this is how the cheese started. Now, I didn't know how to make cheese. The first block I started was in Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And 2 liters of milk. And I start to read about it. And at the beginning, I thought it's more authentic. I thought just for the Middle East. I thought if I need halloumi, then I need to go to a shop where they sell like authentic foods. Yeah. Then I surprised that it is now very popular here because lots of people are going to Cyprus and they do holidays there. Yeah. So it got connection with the nice moments.
Yeah.
And here where I thought, why not to combine them together?
Yeah.
Nice milk and a nice product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Cyprus, where I'm from, generally they don't use cow's milk.
Yeah.
But you've used it as a benefit over here because it's so much better.
Yeah.
So the reason they don't do it over in Cyprus because there's no cows. I've not
Simply.
I've not seen a cow yet in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And
same as Syria, actually.
Oh, really? So again, because I'm guessing they don't do very well in the heat. Maybe I don't know.
No.
And there's not a lot of grass, really.
Yes.
So, and everyone that I talk to says, "No, you shouldn't use cow's milk. Shouldn't use cow's milk." But that's because that there's no cows over there.
Yes.
You know, but you've used Yorkshire cow's milk to your advantage.
My idea was to do the twist.
Yeah.
As what I thought about the creativity, like what make you create a product is the need for it. Now, while we have here the cow's milk, so the logic will say not to throw the cow's milk and to copy the Bedouin what they've done in the desert just because they didn't had cows.
Yeah.
So if the Bedouin had cows, then they will do a different recipe. They will mix it. They say this is the recipe.
Yeah.
So it's not logic.
The idea of all cheese is that you use the milk
a local
you
sources.
have. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you know, because if you go to Lancashire, you've got different cheese. And
exactly.
It's all very different.
Yeah. So why not? Well, I don't find any problem. It will change a little bit in the character because the melting point for the sheep, goats, and cows varies different. But we give it less shelf life. And this will keep the character in the right condition. And I don't find any problem with this.
So, as you know, some of my customers use your Yorkshire Squeaky.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of... It's weird because I heard of you a while ago anyway, but my friend was like, I need to find this halloumi. So we tried everything. And I think I told you earlier when we were setting up that, you know, I went to the International Food Exhibition in London and all the Cypriot people were coming up to me because they knew I was Cypriot and they were like, oh, tell your friend to try this one, tell your friend to try this one. But he took them all home and to his fish and chip restaurant and he found they were all too salty.
Yeah.
And then he tells me off because that's what he does, tells me off and he says, you ain't found me a halloumi yet. And I was like, oh, 1 minute. Yorkshire Dama Cheese. So I then ring up your office and I get some halloumi. He rings me up 2 days later. It's the best one I've ever tried. And I was really curious because I've eaten halloumi all my life, so I was really curious to know why.
Yeah.
And I found straight away that it wasn't as salty.
No.
But it doesn't need to be because we're not curing it for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. You don't need it to last till...
No. It's very fresh. Like the cheese we are making today, yesterday being a grass, and tomorrow it will go to the customers.
Yeah.
So you always eat cheese being done just 2-3 days ago. So like eating, I'm always like, I've got a slogan: you are what you eat.
Yeah.
Think equality and go local, because this is really will reflect on your life. So what is like it, yes, the halloumi in Cyprus is absolutely fantastic and very famous.
Well,
but
some of it.
But not the commercial one.
Yeah,
like it, not it was the one which made from the fresh milk. I met lots of Cypriot people in the food festivals, and when they taste our cheese, they always telling me, "You made us back home."
Yeah.
But in the village, not from the commercial.
So what they identify with your halloumi is the freshness of the milk.
Yes, and the taste. Yeah.
Because doing research about halloumi, and it's a very contentious cheese.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are passionate about it.
Yes.
And its origin, and good luck finding the origin because it goes way back.
Yeah.
But you could argue there is a lot of producers in the world, mostly Europe, that are making it without real fresh milk.
Yes.
And that doesn't help really.
No. This is make it squeaky and chewy, but tasteless.
Yeah.
You feel you are eating rubbery thing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of goodness in fresh milk.
Yeah.
So if you're dehydrating it and then adding back plain water, you're losing a lot.
It won't be the same. No, the
course.
chemical will be changed.
Yeah. So do you think that people are they liking the sort of the Yorkshire Dama Squeaky? Are they liking it?
Yeah, we have lots of followers, people, customers. Every day we are having new customers. People just loves it, and we meant to do something different.
Yeah.
I don't like to keep fighting in a place. I'm not fighting. I'm here because I've got a circumstances which I need to make food and future for my kids. I prefer to work rather than sit at home and asking for benefits. So this is my target. And I thought by this way, well, I'm not in competition. I'm just in a new idea.
Yeah.
And everyone, like you've got in the supermarket, plenty of apples. You've got the right to select the apple and the origin of the apple which you want to eat.
That's a fair point.
You've got the right. So we did create different flavors.
You're not forcing anyone to eat it.
No.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. So we have jumped ahead a little bit because I always do this. I start getting excited. I talk about lots of different things. So how hard was it going from, I don't like the word, but it is a word, refugee.
Yeah.
To then no job.
Yeah.
To then starting a company that makes Yorkshire Squeaky. How do you bridge that for me?
It's when I explain it, sometimes people think life is rosy, but it's not like this. Absolutely, there are lots of difficulties, but what I would say, keep trying. Like you will fail a lot, but the success usually built up by the number of times you stand up again, you make yourself ready and keep going forward. We struggle when we started. We started just with a very small amount, £2,500 loan from the enterprise agency. At that time, we thought it's a good amount of money. People sometimes surprising. We don't have the capital. We don't have the money, but well, you will realize later on that. We are humans more valuable than money, because lots of people who did success in the world and had lots of money at the end, they start with nothing. Not the opposite. So this amount was enough. You need to be positive. When you think this is enough to buy a basic equipment, you use your head, having a nice support. My husband is an electronic engineer. He managed to change lots of machines from different usage to make the cheese. And we managed, after 4 months of producing award-winning cheese with bronze prize. So I think this is very important. Now, making the business going forward, you need to have the vision and you need to be passionate about what you are doing. Because when you got this belief, then you will, even if you are tired, you will keep laughing. But if you are doing something you don't like, you don't find the vision behind, you will always stop and think, what next? I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, was it hard? One question I thought about, you got started, you obviously reinvested all your money back in, but how hard was it growing to this level, and how hard do you think it's going to be growing to the next level? And hard maybe isn't the right word, but I mean,
yes, because it's always, you will feel it's impossible.
Yeah.
You will have this feeling, absolutely.
I have it every day.
Yeah, but suddenly, actually, you will find yourself, you need at least to keep going.
Yeah.
You need to keep going, and then you will find the opportunities. You're looking for them. You find new ideas. When you are stressed, you won't find anything. You feel like, what next?
Yeah.
That's it. I cannot do it. Those people are big. No, nobody is big and you are small. You are the best. You can do the best.
Yeah. Well, it's true. You've just got to keep doing.
Yeah.
You're not sitting and
No.
wondering. And,
No.
You know, and by doing, you learn. And
Yes.
You know, and you make mistakes, like you say.
Exactly.
So, you know, so at the moment, you do Yorkshire squeaky, and I don't like the word plain, but there's nothing in it. It's just
just plain as or
but
original.
it's not a plain
we call it.
product. It's a nice.
No,
product.
not plain. Without flavor.
Without
means,
flavor.
Yeah.
And then you do one with chili.
Yeah, we do chili, mint,
Yeah.
rosemary,
Yeah.
and smoked.
Oh, smoked. Okay.
Yeah.
And one of my favourite products is labneh.
Yes.
And the only thing I didn't like about labneh was the fact that it's low fat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd prefer it if it had more fat in
yes,
it.
yeah.
But so, what else do you see yourself doing? And explain to me how you got into flavoured halloumi.
Yes.
Sorry,
Squeaky cheese.
squeaky cheese. Of course, my fault. But how did you get there? Like, what was the thought process behind that?
Yeah. So the idea came when people start to taste the cheese and think like what it is and compare it. Then I thought I want to be more creative and create a really British product, because when you say mint, it's more Mediterranean.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not to make an identity for the product as a British made?
Yeah.
So I implement the rosemary because it's organically growth everywhere here in the UK. And the smoked, because you know how popular is the smoked salmon here.
Yeah.
And when we had the royal visit, I thought I need to make again something with a stronger taste, like the smoke always making product more luxurious, give it more value. And we did try some experiments and we found it worked very well. So that's why we started to make the smoked flavor. And because the idea came, you know, now we are, originally from the Middle East, but we've got the British taste as well.
Yeah, of course.
So we need to complain about the weather.
Got to.
But this time is the right way. The idea as well from the smoke, because we eat usually the squeaky cheese, we can barbecue it. And while you are not going to have an umbrella over the barbecue because of the weather.
We've done it.
So we thought we will smoke it and you can griddle it. So at least you can have this smoky flavor.
This is where we're different, because Cypriots would have a barbecue in the snow.
Yeah.
So that your idea was that you could have a smoked halloumi.
Yes.
You know, and it's essentially barbecue flavored.
Yes.
Yeah. But
smoked more than
smoked more than barbecue. When I say barbecue, I don't mean barbecue sauce, American style.
The smoky
from the charcoal.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And do you see yourself doing any other different products at the moment?
We are this week we are launching a new 2 flavors. We called Arabica.
Okay.
Because I thought it's really nice to share the tradition flavor we called halloum in Syria. We mix it with onion seeds.
Okay, nice.
Nigella seeds. And together it makes, it's just the same process.
Okay.
Just we call it nabulsi.
Okay.
So I thought to make this new flavor.
Nice.
And if you go to the Middle East, Syria, maybe Lebanon, all these countries, we do a nice, similar to pizza, called manouche.
Yeah.
And manaish is like a very thin dough. We put on top a mixture of the wild thyme, we call zatar,
Yeah.
with olive oil. We mix it together and spread it out on top. Then we put the slice of the halloum on top. So because the cheese and the za'atar is going very nice together.
I love za'atar.
Or if we fry it, so we put this green leaves of za'atar as well on the fry. It give very nice tangy, herby flavor. And here I thought, even in the Arab world or the Middle East, they don't make halloumi they don't make squeaky cheese with za'atar.
Yeah.
But I thought it will work together. And we did mix it together. And this week we'll launch this Arabica range as
nice.
the squeaky with za'atar and squeaky with onion seeds.
That does sound really nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you ever use sumac?
The sumac, it will not stay as a flavor because the cheese is brined cheese.
Yeah.
So the sour taste, it will wash by the brine.
Yeah, that makes because sumac has got like a little lemony flavour.
Tangy
It's
flavour,
tangy,
yes.
so you will lose that.
Yeah,
It's
and
lovely
this
colour,
will
though.
affect on the pH of the cheese.
Yeah.
So it might age it quicker.
What about Aleppo chilies?
Aleppo chilies, we use chili.
Yeah.
But I thought of a new flavor which is very, very chili because we do chili as medium.
Yeah.
So people can eat it. But I know that lots of people love very, very chili. So I'm thinking of mix it with different types.
So now we have to talk a little bit about the legalities of we discussed, and I've already dropped myself in it once, haven't I? So let's talk a little bit about external forces like the word halloumi. Yeah. And I understand it as, Turkish call it halim.
Yeah.
Cypriots call it halloumi. There's another one as well.
Halloum.
Halloum is what the Syrians call it.
Yeah.
So explain to me the history, as you understand it, behind the naming.
I did supply the consultation in the UK to the European Court with my defense for the PDO, and I did explain by sources the original of the cheese, that it's from all this area, as first of all, as claiming it's from used sheep's milk, which is right, but the largest pedigree of used sheep's milk, it's between Somarik in Iraq and the Badia in Syria. And yes, they used sheep's milk because they didn't have cows. And the word the halloum in Arabic, according to the dictionary, it means transferring milk from liquid to solid. Now, if you go a little bit further in the history, you will find the Pharaonic people in Egypt, North Africa. They used to call the cheese alum. So they dropped the H, they call it alum. And in the Coptic language, it means cheese. So if you go now to the pyramids, you'll find in the hieroglyphic right that they ate alum.
Okay.
And it's very famous as well in Cyprus. It's just like a type of cheese in Cyprus. So in the very olden days, Cyprus was a part as well of Phoenician Empire. This is why you find all these countries got very similar in habits, culture, recipes, and food. So this is one of the reasons that, yes, halloum, halloumi, halim, it's all the same cheese. Different theories, different methods, or the same method but different types of milk, different percentage. It all makes your own signature.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, the PDO is essentially the protected
pedigree of origin.
Yeah, and Cyprus in 2008 or 5 started a petition. Well, a petition against the European Union to get a PDO on halloumi so that nobody else could make halloumi.
No.
Obviously, it didn't matter to you in 2008, but it matters now, obviously, because and it's not just you. There's lots of people that make halloumi all over the world. So, did you ever think that they were going to get it?
I think it should be really hard. It should be really, really hard because it's they claim it like the European court. They say they couldn't find the original because if the Turkish they called Halloumi, and the Greek Cypriot they called Halloumi. Then they said, what's about the Arab?
Yeah.
They called Halloum. And it's just the same cheese, the same method. It's not linked with a special species or a place, geographical place. So they couldn't.
It's like all cheese, isn't it? It's made from different milks.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And then different curing processes and so on.
And anyway, there's not enough goats or sheep's milk to make all the cheese, the halloumi in the world.
No.
Just in a small country. Otherwise, they are working now on the animal's genetic, and I think it's better to keep it just a natural milk, rather mix it with powder milk and some people they're using extra protein, solid powder to have extra texture. And this you don't need to claim it in the label.
Ingredients, because it's a processing aid.
Exactly.
Okay.
So at the end, let's just make a quality product. To be famous with is better.
So I told you earlier how I was having a discussion with my friend, and I have a friend. People would be very surprised, and we were saying, what's more important when it comes to food? So if there's two cheeses on a shelf in a supermarket, and one is from the other side of the world where its home is, and I'm doing quotations, and the other one is locally sourced, excellent quality milk, maybe fair trade, organic, whatever you want to call it. It's local, it's British, which actually is mostly better than most other European countries, in my opinion, in terms of food quality. So what is in your mind, and I think I probably know the answer, what's better? So you think local, good quality?
Absolutely, quality. Like when I look at, there are two types of people. Some of them are price oriented and some of them quality oriented. If you care, because food I always find is very critical, because like when you wear your clothes, everybody will see it, because whether you are wearing a brand or good quality or not. So, and you will have the people judgment. But when you eat, nobody knows what you eat at your home unless yourself, because this will reflect on yourself in the future, on your health. So this is the question: do you want to cheat yourself, or you want to just to fill your stomach, or you want to build a healthy body? This is why I prefer quality always.
So those people that use dried milk, dried cow's milk, do they have to put that on the ingredients?
No,
they don't. Okay.
No, they don't. They cannot say fresh cow's milk or fresh goats or sheep's, but they can say made out cow's milk or goats or sheep's.
Oh, it's interesting.
While we claim on our label that it's fresh cows.
So non-pasteurized or pasteurized?
We use pasteurized because regulation here is a little bit difficult. But anyway, halloumi is double pasteurized, because to make the cheese reach to this the squeaky point, you need to cook it again.
Okay. And I remember seeing my my aunties make it, because they do it in the home. And I never learned how to do it though. I was too busy eating it. So it didn't. So now that it didn't pass, do you think they're going to try again? They keep working.
Trying. It's more political and economically way.
So that's why you've decided to just move past the naming and call it something completely different. And actually you can build your company around something unique to you. Because it is going to be something that keeps coming round and round and round.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they're not going to let go of that. So one moment.
Well, when you do something good, you cannot stop people telling that this is good.
Well, that's the other thing as well. So you can't stop people. Like if I walk up to your stand at a show and I eat that cheese and I say, this is lovely halloumi. It's not your problem, is it?
It's your opinion.
It's my opinion. It's, you can't say, well, don't call it that. No, it doesn't matter. If I take it away and walk with it, that does not matter, does it? So tell us a little bit about the fact that there is less salt in your Yorkshire Squeaky, and that's on purpose because we're not seasonal in the UK.
No.
You don't have to cure it for 6 months.
No. And here we pack it individually. We less the amount of salt, and we less the amount of the shelf life, because people just eat it fresh.
So
like
what's the shelf life roughly? Give or take?
6 months.
No, that's still plenty. Though,
Yeah.
it's still
It's
plenty.
still good.
Yeah, and obviously less salt also because British generally like less.
They
salt.
don't like, they don't like too much salty or plain.
Yeah, and I'm guessing again, the salt level was probably really good for the hot countries because it kept it fresh to some degree
and this
for a long
is
time.
if you think about it logically, you will find it's very reasonable that the brined cheeses like the feta, the mozzarella, the halloumi, all been invented in our warm countries, hot countries, while you'll find all molded cheese being invented in cold countries like the blue cheese, Roquefort, Le Gruyere, so all of this, because this is aged people. The idea is trying to protect their own food.
Yeah.
So in the hot weather, they did sterilize it by the hot cooking in the hot way, and then add too much salt to prevent the microorganism to live, and then they seal it. Like I remember my dad when we were kids. When he bring the cheese, he bring it in tanks, and it's all sealed to the top, so no air in it, and very salty.
Yeah.
My mom should prepare 2 days in advance to make it edible.
To rinse it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Keep soak it in water.
And obviously, there's no real. I suppose if you get a really aged halloumi type cheese, it is very salty, and we use it. We grate it on pasta and everything like that.
It will start to melt.
Do you ever see a market for that in the UK? Do you think, or?
Because
when it's that old and dry, it is more parmesan like, isn't
exactly,
it?
yeah. It's turned to a really very nice melty cheese. Now, I don't know if we will make something like aged squeaky cheese.
It wouldn't be squeaky.
This is why we can. It will be like in Syria. What they do, if it is aged, then they will melt it all together, and they will make it into strings. So we call it string cheese.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So in Cyprus, what they do as well, they after making the halloumi over there in the homes, they add bulgur wheat to the whey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they make what's called they call it drahana, and then you dry it out, and then it's like, I'll show you a photo afterwards.
Yes.
And then they make soup with it. They dry it out and leave
we
it.
do very similar thing. We use the yogurt whey.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah,
they add the burgul.
Yeah.
And they dry it in the sun.
That's right.
Then they turn like flour. They grind it and they save it dry. Then we eat it both ways. Either we make it with as a soup with we fry some onion and meat, and nice to have some crackers inside it, or we mix it with a fresh yogurt, and we add parsley, walnut, and we design it with olive oil to the top.
Nice.
Yeah, we eat it as well, especially for in winter.
Of course,
it gives you
it's
lots
a winter
of
soup,
energy.
we call it. Yeah, so my best man always wants it when he comes over from Cyprus. He brings his own, and it is really nice. And you know, we get cubes of the fresher halloumi and cut it up and put it in, so it goes nice and soft as well.
Okay.
So it is really nice. So if we look at the labneh for a second, like, that's pretty interesting product, because a lot of people probably weren't aware of that.
No.
You know, and I had it with walnuts and I drizzled some honey on top of it, and it was nice. And but is it naturally low fat, or did you design to make it low fat?
The idea, labneh is nice to be in fatty.
Yeah.
But the idea here, what we do, we are not like in the cream separator, separate the cream, because we believe that cream in the milk is really essential. but we just skim the milk from the top when we boil the milk to make it into yogurt. So we just skim the top part. This makes a very healthy product, as it will give a good shelf life, like 2 months shelf life, very low in fat, and you will have the same satisfaction. Like, one of the point of the healthy food that sometimes is not tasty. So this will give you a nice, smooth, creamy, you can say as creamy cheese, but it got no cream, no cheese, natural, and no chemicals or preservatives. So this is why we found Lebanon is very interesting. Maybe in the future, when we will give it the right marketing, we will do it in 2 ways, like light or full fat.
So not a lighter one, a more fuller fat one.
Yeah.
I'll have that, because I like that, you see. I think I'm a big believer that good fats are good fats. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And fats from dairy are excellent.
Yeah.
So, but I understand again, I think...
Some people, they need lower fat, so you need to match both.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but again, in natural foods, I don't see the problem. In natural foods, and dairy is the most natural food you can get, really.
Yeah.
So you do. There's 3 parts of your business, if I'm right. So there's online sales.
Yes.
There's catering.
Yes, we do catering.
And then there's retail.
We do retail.
Yeah.
We do supermarkets.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And we do ourselves like food festivals as well.
And the catering blocks, are they coming up 1 kilos or something?
Yes. Yeah. Now, this is one of the nice things recently we managed to do. Now we can do about 1 kilo and 800 grams even in a big block of cheese. This is in catering will help to have, like, if you want a steak of squeaky cheese, you can have nice shape.
It's not folded over?
No, not folded.
Okay.
Especially if you want to do fries. Fries is nowadays very trendy as well. So you can chop it without breaking.
That's good. Because halloumi does break. Or squeaky cheese, all of it.
If it is folded, yes. Yeah.
So you're not going to do the fries for people then?
We wish to, but it takes some time because needs different equipment.
And it's not hard to do it in a restaurant.
So at least we did the first step as make it available.
So and that's just the plain flavour with a bit of mint in. You don't do the chili ones in the blocks or
no, at the moment just the plain.
That's
good. We do it this way.
Yeah, because like I said, a friend of mine, he uses I think 10 to 15 kilos a week.
Yeah.
And he buys the blocks and he absolutely loves it. And like I said, it's not salty, so his customers like it as well.
Yes.
So, what do you see? Give us a vision. What do the next 5 years hold for Yorkshire Dama?
We wish actually to manage to have our own place. I love to teach people how to make the cheese.
Yeah.
Talking with people more, having a nice window to let people watch how we make the original of the food, rather than think it's just been available on the shelves. I think we will go with the same range, just expand it, try to achieve the demand. I like to do the fries. At the same time, I'm working on a new product, which is matured yogurt balls, because this is as well one of the methods how we preserve the yogurt. So labneh, basically, we dry it more, we turn it into, we shape it in balls, then we mature it in the Middle East with the olive oil.
Okay.
Here we are doing the twist as well to keep local. So we mature it with the rapeseed oil.
Okay.
So, but we do coating with the chive and paprika.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know much about labneh balls, really. That sounds very different.
Yes. Yeah. We do it the traditional way. Even like in Lebanon, if you go to the Middle East, you'll find some people trying not to lose this weight in the yogurt. So they add salt content and they don't need to claim it again on the label. But if you taste it, you'll find it's not the Lebanon you want to. We do it the traditional way. Absolutely the tradition with the muslin bags, strain it, and we did work out the culture to make a nice creamy labneh without strong sour. Because if you are in Syria, for example, people would love it more in sour taste.
Yeah.
While ours is really close to the cream cheese.
Yeah, I was going to say, again, in Britain, people don't like strong
The-
flavours.
people here are in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Yeah,
too
it's gotta
hot,
be- yeah.
not too cold.
Yeah, exactly. Everything needs to be, like you say,
Stable.
in the middle.
In the
yeah.
middle,
They
yeah.
don't want it to be, like you say,
No.
too hot, too salty.
No.
But then there's also a reason why those foods
Even
exist.
the caramel will add salt for it to make it not
Yeah,
too much sweet.
exactly. It's true.
Yeah.
Whereas, there is a reason why foods in certain countries are as hot as they are, or as
Yes,
salty as they are, or
absolutely.
as sweet as they are. And it's not because people wanted sweet food or
No.
salty food. It was generally mostly to preserve food.
Yes.
But in Britain, because they don't worry about seasons, do they? So
I think again we need to go back to the weather because
Yeah.
this constant. It will snow here, but not popular.
Yeah.
So you'll find this constant weather. It's really ruled most of the culture. Like even your mood, you won't be like so excited and neither too down. You'll
Yeah.
be in the middle. Very calm, you know what you want.
Yeah.
Even that reflected in food. Not too salty, not too sweet,
Yeah.
not too hot, not too cold.
everything moderate. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that does sort of make sense. And
Yeah.
and I think I was saying earlier when I was unpacking everything that people probably don't know what it's like to really go hungry in the UK in
Yeah.
comparison to other countries where there is war and
Yes.
and there is famines and
Yeah.
you can go to a supermarket and you see it sometimes on Facebook and Twitter. People complain because there's no strawberries.
Yeah.
And you think, well, you go to some countries
Yeah.
and you don't complain. There's just no food.
No,
Like,
when we were kids, we had lots of restrictions in Syria for export and import. So we've been not allowed to have banana.
Okay.
So I remember my mom used to when like my grandfather going to Lebanon for a trade or something, then he bring a box of banana, and he give each one a portion. And we've been my mom used to say banana being created in three. Section like
Yeah.
three layers inside, because moms who got 3 kids need to make
Of course.
a part for each one. So she used to make it to divide into 3. Can you imagine to divide a banana for
Wow.
3 kids?
Yeah.
Because this is not a seasonal product in seasonal fruit in Syria,
No.
and we are not allowed to import it. So sometimes. Maybe when you don't have things, you appreciate it more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I think you do, so, my father-in-law, who is a full-on Cypriot, he really gets excited when he gets figs
Yeah.
from Cyprus. He loves them. He enjoys them, he
Yes.
savours them, and, and every now and then there's some Turkish figs and he'd eat those,
Yes.
but mostly they're Cypriot
Yeah.
figs. But, yeah, over here, if there's no shortage, you don't miss something.
No,
So,
but again, not the same taste, because like the figs we have in Syria, we have 2 types. One
Yeah.
of planted,
Yeah.
and the other one which is organic. And the organic, even it's smaller, but got a very strong taste.
Yeah.
And this is you cannot export it because it's
they're more purpley, aren't they?
yes, and very strong. You feel it's very sweet from inside, intensive taste. So. Like I when I find apple planted here in the UK, I buy it.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that I need to eat the fruits and vegetables being planted on the same land, because this got connections. You feel
Yeah.
it's different. Yeah.
Well, it's been interesting.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see that you are going to be bringing out more flavoured foods that
Yeah.
maybe excite people a little bit more, and that you're tying up Yorkshire and Damascus more so.
Exactly.
Yeah. And maybe one day you can go back and it's all good,
Yeah.
and then you can take some cheese with you as well. Yeah.
I always say if things went really safe, I'd love to invite everybody here in Yorkshire specifically, and I always telling them you've got a home there, so you don't need to book anything. Just let me know.
They will.
you just let me know. I can welcome everybody over there.
Brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And we're going to finish this here. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So that's episode 12 with Razan Alsous. I think you'll all agree that Razan's story is a great story, and we all wish her the best of luck. If you wish to upgrade your menu offering, you need to visit yorkshiredamacheese.com and order some of that great squeaky cheese. As I mentioned in the introduction, we have lots of great content coming up. Be sure to let us know your thoughts about the podcast in the comments, and be sure to subscribe so you can get all the podcast episodes delivered to your podcast player. Have a great day.